behind the cape, let's talk. Well, we have to talk about 69 God of Marvel, Bo DeMaio.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so Bo DeMaio, we already knew he got fired, but for the longest time we didn't understand why or what was the reasoning, only leading to speculation by many, but we just assumed it would probably be because of some sort of salacious behavior. Come to find out that it...
Found out on the Pantheon. Like, literally, we was talking about this. Somebody asked us what we thought was going to happen. He made a tweet about it on Thursday. He made a couple tweets about it on Thursday about losing his writer's credits. And then he posted that photo. And we were sitting up there talking about it right at the end of the stream. He was getting ready to go home. And then he was like, I was saying, I think that Marvel will respond pretty quickly. Like, probably have something up in the morning from one of the trades. It'll be Hollywood Reporter, Insider, or something like that, Rolling Stone, that'll have the rebuttal, and it'll be ready to go because they were both quiet on it for so long, and now that he's speaking on the firing part of it, and him losing his credit subsequently after being fired, I think that's when they're going to ramp up any type of, counteraction in terms of messaging. Dog, while we was on the stream, it dropped with Hollywood Insider. Dropped on the stream. And so, number one, the timing of all of this is very suspicious. The fact that you were so prepared, like we know that they have a direct line to these outlets, but usually they don't try to tip their hands like that if they don't have to.
Sure.
So that they were so willing to do that lets me know something about their eagerness to get this out. Also, the most salacious of what we're hearing about Bo DeMaio, this is the second part of, my kind of concern with all of this, is that the most salacious of it is coming from the scoopers. The most damning information that you heard about Bo DeMaio came from Jeff Snyder or some other scooper, right? Like it's not official from Marvel. The official word from Marvel is that they did an investigation in March and found egregious behavior. Okay, so the fact that you are not saying what's being said off the lips of Zack Snyder or any anonymous sources willing to speak directly about sexual content, be that of a groping or sending explicit photos and stuff like that. Okay, we're creating two different narratives here. One of them is protecting themselves from, misidentifying the situation or outright lying by being ambiguous, right? On the official side, they're saying it was egregious behavior. Well, what's egregious to me may not be egregious to you. What's egregious to you may not be egregious to me. Someone saying that they found egregious behavior is not accusing of some sort of law being broken or a rule being broken, right? That's not a one-to-one. Just because someone says that there was a egregious behavior found, egregious behavior could be smoking in the bathroom.
It could be anything.
So if it was so depraved in sexual nature, you shouldn't be able, or you shouldn't shy away from that, right? That is your shield if you're Disney. That's your protection. He was so wantonly depraved that he was doing these sexual acts at work, and we had no choice but to fire him. And be explicit about them. Create a picture for people so that they have a natural distance that they put in between those acts and themselves, which would naturally put them on your side. This is easy. This is basic. It's child's play.
Sure.
If you have that. But if you don't, then you stay ambiguous and you let people's imaginations run wild about what might have happened. And then you let the scoopers push a narrative for you. See, I can't take Zack, not Zack Snyder. Not Zack Snyder. Jeff Snyder's word completely at face value, because on the official side, they're still shying away from saying anything defamatory, which leads me to believe that there's probably some ambiguity here.
Okay.
Or some subjectivity, maybe not ambiguity. Some subjectivity in what happened. The two things from the other side, on Bo DeMaio's side, that's concerning is they did say that they directed him to stop taking those pictures the reference photos or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If they show that communication was had and he just went around it and did it anyways, that I mean, whether we agree with it or not, and I've seen, some additional context about that practice of having people wear costumes to get to get an idea of how to illustrate or how to
Like concept
concept art, right? Like a lot of times people will do that. And he is a cosplayer himself. So like, whereas your first thought is being, oh, well, this is sexual. He's sending this to guys that he's working with, trying to attract them or trying to, do things with them. But then on the other side of it, you hear actual comic creators, actual illustrators talking about how they will send these, bare descriptions, Eve Ewing, right? They will send these bare descriptions of things to a person, and then they will have someone else, a model, an actor, anyone, maybe even somebody around you, wear it or dress up like that to get a better real life understanding, not just words, but a physical manifestation of what you're thinking.
To bring their conceptual idea to, like you said.
If he has to get in court and argue something like that, are you going to be able to make a decision like that as a layman? Like, are you going to be able to make heads or tails of that as a layman sitting here in the chat, let alone being a juror? I just don't think that is as cut and dry as they're making it out to be. But again, they are an employer in an at-will state. It's the United States of America. They can fire you for any reason that they want if you're outside of a union. And so if they say don't do something, you decide to do it anyways, cool. Good luck with your wrongful termination suit. But they still have the right to fire you. So that's one. And then two is the groping part. Okay, if that was wanted, if it was a somewhat consensual, he didn't go file an HR complaint or something because I feel, again, that's something that you lead with. Mm-hmm. If someone went and filed an HR complaint versus him, you don't have to release their name, you don't have to say anything. But yeah, we're leading with that. Like, now we're in the position of a protector, right? If you had that available to you, if that individual, whoever they are, was on your side, you run with that. Which lets me to believe that person may not be on their side. That whoever they're claiming was groped may not have that same characterization of the events.
That's fair. Okay, so that kind of brings me to my question that I have for you, in that, yes, Disney is kind of playing this potential protector role in protecting a workplace environment and making sure that they don't have any kind of toxic workplace. But at the same time, it's Disney. Do you believe that gay or bisexual being in this equation has anything to do with it at all?
More than the fact that he's black? Okay. I was about to say, before we even get to your sexuality, because those are things that you have to express to me or tell me about yourself. Like, yes, there is absolutely a degree of this that could be discriminatory towards Bo. We've seen that too many times to count from Disney in a array of different situations. So yes, absolutely, it's a possibility. But is it the fact that he's gay? Well, I mean, I feel like that would help him fit in at Disney at the moment, fit in Hollywood, fit in his industry. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think that's a very
trying to fire some people who are like that, by the way.
Well, I don't think that's a very taboo thing for the office he's working in. Just but it's Disney. That's my opinion. I don't.
I thought historically Disney has kind of been a little weird about maintaining their family standards at some level.
The Disney me and you may have grown up on, yes, Euro-Christian standards, very hard on any other culture, very Eurocentric in their viewpoint. Mm-hmm. Disney today is very much so Rainbow Coalition. They want to dip their finger in as many type of societies, communities, phenotypes, races, orientations, sexualities as they possibly can.
Okay, so what about being toxically gay, or even just being flamboyantly like out? at some level. You don't think at some
fam.
level Disney is kind of like
This is the same company that let Leslie Hetland spend $200 million on the Acolyte and put it on TV and put it out for people to consume and see. Where letting that thing go into the vault and write it off as a tax credit like Willow was an option.
Sure.
Okay, so I just don't want to where there is now canonized gay force wielding witches in Lucasfilm. I don't want to hear that same company fired Beau DeMaio because he's gay. Now, does that mean Beau DeMaio wasn't discriminated against because of the mixture of black and gay and all the other things? Okay, fine. But tell me that if Beau's name wasn't fucking Liam or some shit like that we wouldn't even hear about most of this stuff. If his name was Connor DeMaio or Felipe DeMaio or goddamn Muhammad.
Because
shit,
yeah. Miss Marvel situation.
Shit.
That I'm still not really hearing about in the public.
Even Tenoch Huerta had some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
This is starting to become a bit of a pattern for Disney, where they have these questionable reputations around their actors, and honestly, it for the life of me, it seems like the more innocent or the further away from actual accusations you are in that regard, the more likely you are to be fired.
Yeah.
All right, because, I mean, we have guys who have accusations that haven't been investigated, that are just left alone, treated as that's part of their private life, and we'll leave it alone until, I guess, they go to jail for something.
Sure.
And then there is, well, on this side of it, there was merely just an accusation, and we'll go ahead and process you out based off of that alone.
Well, the only bail you can give to that is one is impacting their workplace environment. The other one is outside of that, I guess. So we don't have to address it.
How do you know that
multiple stories are outside of our workplace environment, whereas this is impacting us directly?
My question would be, how do you know that it's not affecting your workplace if you're not investigating it?
That's a good point.
How do you know? Like if a guy is accused of texting children inappropriately, and you have him on set working with children, at least young adults,
sure.
How do you know that's not happening if you're not investigating it?
You don't.
If you have a guy who's accused of abusing his family, wife, children, threatening to murder them and then kill himself, how is it safe to have that individual on set working with other people?
In fact, you're not only not investigating them, you're closing your eyes and shutting your ears.
And that's two of them. That's not just one Marvel employee. That's at least two of them. And then we got the Wingfoot water Latino who has his own. He got his own sexual assault allegations that, again, gone uninvestigated. Marvel seems largely uninterested. That the person who was making those claims is largely kind of quieted down about them, and so now we can all ignore it like it never happened, except that they didn't give Jonathan Majors an inch of that time. So again, my perspective on this is still in wait and see mode, because again, they're playing very coy about things that they're trying to leak through unofficial channels. It means nothing to leak something to a scooper and have them say, yes, it was sexual depravity and it was this, it was that, and then have no real evidence to back that up. But hey, we're the studio, so take your scoop and go farm your engagement.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's true.
That means nothing. What means something to me is what the studio is willing to stand behind, what they're willing to say publicly and officially. And on that note, we've gotten egregious behavior. All of the worst stuff that we've gotten from them have come from unofficial channels. That tells me that you're not ironclad in the message that you're sending. You're trying to send official channels that there was impropriety and that there was some sort of wrongdoing, but you won't hammer down what. You won't just say definitively what. That tells me that it's murky. There's something in there.
Mm-hmm.
Something in there. that you can't prove. Maybe you don't have the support of the individuals that were involved, but you still felt like there was something wrong. There's something here that's not being told. Because again, if you wanted people to know, or not that if you wanted people to know, but if you felt confident enough to put that on his reputation, then you would just say it. But the fact that you wouldn't just, you're not just coming out and saying it, and that you're using back doors to get that information out lets me know that you're either not sure, you don't have the proof, or you maybe can't go that far into proving it. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't want to have to prove it. Maybe you don't want to take this to court and have to have, all of this drug out and a lengthy back and forth where your business is drawn out. For whatever reason, Disney's not telling the whole thing.
Sure.
And that gives me cause to pause. So we'll see where it goes. I am very interested as of right now into, the situation with Bo, because it feels eerily similar to what was going on with Majors. But then again, there wasn't anything with Jonathan about what he was doing there, like in his capacity at Marvel. So with that being the case, they have so much more rope to say he broke a rule, he didn't follow this policy, what have you. That gives employers so much more leadway in their in firings. Yeah. But now, I don't know, man. He says he has communication from Marvel saying that he lost his credits over the post. I want him to speak about the original firing more, about the pictures and the groping and all that other stuff.
Sure. I don't know. More stuff seems to be coming
more
out.
To come.
We'll obviously provide more news once it comes out. Speaking of Disney and their potential evil ways, so apparently the story is a man went to one of the Disney parks and his wife got sick at the Disney park. And
yeah, it was a choking death.
Choking death. Okay. Yep. And so he attempted to pursue litigation against Disney, and lo and behold, he can't because he signed up for a free Disney Plus trial.
Before we even get into the logistics of this lawsuit, we can just talk about how counter something like this is to Disney's projected persona and their personality as a company.
And what they want people to believe.
Want people to believe they are. Exactly. Like this is even worse than suing dead parents of a son who wanted Spider-Man on his headstone. Mm-hmm. Like this is even worse.
Another story that's gone missing.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. And then I guess the kind of the logistics of it all is that the restaurant that she passed away at is not ran by Disney, is more so licensed. They're licensed to operate in the Disney park. Right? So even at that, like, this is a essentially a contractor who's working at your behest, right? Which would seem like it would, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I won't talk law talk, but that's crazy in itself. And then on top of that, the fact that you're trying to use Disney Plus terms and agreement to get out of a wrongful death lawsuit.
And if I'm not mistaken,
it's like, what in the fuck?
He signed up for Disney Plus years before that had happened. Mm-hmm. And so he's not allowed to pursue litigation
in the Disney terms and services. It does say about that you waive your right to sue them, that you agree to arbitrate outside of court for things like this. So just another reason not to sign up for a streaming service like this, or probably it probably should be some residual effects, but our attention spans are not long enough for us to ask those questions about
in a couple weeks.
Does Amazon or HBO or anybody else have any other anything like that in their
Amazon
terms and agreements?
Fine print where they take over the world in 2030.
Give us your firstborn child. when me and my compatriots start to die off in the world, you have to give us your children so we can breed ourselves back to life.
Your child will be born as a number.
Yeah, just sick. There's not really much else to say about Disney in regards to this lawsuit. I hope they get taken to the woodshed. I hope the judge laughs them out of court. I mean, they haven't really been all that successful in litigation, in big time litigations over the last couple of years anyway. So hopefully that stays true and they lose this in embarrassing fashion.
For sure. Let's fingers crossed. Okay. Eternals 2 has been canceled, which on its own is crazy.
Hooray!
Yeah, I mean,
Yip yip.
didn't seem like the masses loved Eternals 1, so
Yeah, are we just gonna be done with the whole? Probably we can chalk up that adamantium thing too. Then let's just do away with that.
are still made up of adamantium.
Let's not do that.
Not vibranium, adamantium.
No, let's not do that.
And then one thing that I thought was just absolutely hilarious is Kit Harington's recent quote about joining the Eternals. He says, "I'm not going to pretend I took the MCU role in Eternals because it was different and interesting. If Marvel calls, you just got to do it." So basically, yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I've just been over, check it right up the stasher if Marvel says so.
They called, so yeah, I just
however you want it, Marvel Daddy.
The bag is coming, so why
Damn,
not?
that's disappointing, Kit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Disappointing. Speaking of vibranium, though, there was last week there was some scooper news on Black Panther 3. Some non-surprising stuff. It was probably more stuff we had already been hearing. Shuri passing it down to
Child.
Little Toussaint. Yeah, Little Toussaint.
Yeah, I did see that.
Little Toussaint Snow.
Mbaku, he was probably going to challenge Mbaku.
Fighting Baku.
Like
Yeah.
which is a little crazy, but
I mean, again, nothing confirmed, and it is the same angle that we've been hearing being pitched.
yes. Is anybody excited for that?
No.
Does anybody care?
Of course not. Of course not. And again, it's not in the slate. Like, there's not a slot open for Black Panther 3 to come out before Secret War. So any concept that they're coming up right now is going to be for a post-2026 release or post-2027, right, release. So, like, why would we be paying attention to what they're saying about Black Panther right now anyways? Ryan Coogler may be on the second installment of his Warner Brothers vampire film by then. Like, who?
No, he'll be on Eyes of Wakanda season 2 and Ironheart season 2.
No. Which he did executive produce both of those, but he's not writing anything on them. So if you happen to enjoy, what's happening in those shows, just keep that in mind. Do
you think our audience is going to enjoy Eyes of Wakanda and Ironheart all like that?
Chill's an Ironheart fan.
Oh, Chill, yeah, for sure.
We gonna get Ironheart reviews, or you gonna review it?
He's definitely gonna review it. He has to.
Got to.
All the Ironheart content he has on his channel?
I'll watch him.
All right. Okay. I think that's everything for Disney and Marvel stuff we got here. So we did a Supercell season 2 prediction. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go and check that out. We dropped it last Friday. But yes, Supercell is coming out with a season 2. It's been confirmed by Netflix. So congratulations to Ratman and the cast and crew of Supercell.
I am not going to give you my thoughts on Supercell season 2 because you're going to go watch the video that we dropped on Friday and hear some of our thoughts on that moving forward. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the season or see the show come back, get renewed for a second season. I'm hoping that we get it relatively quickly since we already had the first three seasons. I can't talk. Written according to Ratman, so that'll be dope.
All right, 3 more stories. Alien Romulus, like we discussed before, hit a box office total worldwide of $108 million.
Shout out to Romulus.
Not bad.
We got any Alien Romulus watchers in the chat today? Got any reviews? Any thoughts for us?
Got any face huggers in the chat?
Any face huggers in the chat? It's crazy.
Knives Out 3 completes filming.
Oh, excited about that. I am dope about that because the actor list. Holy shit.
Including some people who don't bathe.
Well, most of them, because that's a thing from their culture.
Sure, absolutely.
It's culture, Josh. It's culture.
Okay.
Washcloths and bathing is for poor people.
Yep, especially when your last name is Kunis or Kutcher.
Here we go. So, here is the official or some of the cast from Knives Out 3. Mila Kunis, Josh Brolin. So we got the PP apologist, or it's not the PP apologist, the Diddler apologist.
Yes.
And Mila Kunis.
The
Stinky Diddler apologist.
Very
We got Josh Brolin. He's the threatened suicide and murder suicide guy.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Close. That's a welcome name. I haven't seen her in anything recently, or maybe I've just been out. Daniel Craig, of course.
Meryl Streep, that's Future.
Meryl Streep is Future.
That's what it was. Okay.
We got Daniel Craig, of course, he's main character in the series. Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Josh O'Connor. That's interesting. Jeremy Renner, also threatened murder suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry Washington. Ooh, interesting.
Kerry Washington. Okay.
Daryl McCormick and Thomas Hayden Church. Absolutely love the cast. Even the freaky gods, even the 69 guys as actors, not as people.
I may be a little off with this take. It's a random take, but I feel like after watching I Think I Love My Wife, the Chris Rock movie,
Yeah.
I feel like at that time I thought Kerry Washington was even more better looking than she actually was. That movie tricked me.
No,
She's
so
not
like
bad looking, but it made me think she was even better looking.
there's a cutoff. There's there's I Think I Love My Wife and is it She's Gotta Have It? Yeah, She's Gotta Have It, Kerry Washington. She's Gotta Have It was with Anthony Mackie, right? Yeah. Okay. There's She's Gotta Have It and Why Did I Get Married, Kerry Washington.
She's Gotta Have It was the original Spike Lee movie.
Right.
Was she in that?
Wasn't that a Spike Lee movie?
Didn't they make another one, I thought? No? I don't know.
Maybe I'm tripping.
No, she's not in it, it looks like.
What movie was that with Anthony Mackie and her? Where like he was basically just like having sex with like lesbians and stuff like that, or lonely women. He was a gigolo. No, he was getting them pregnant. He was giving them babies.
She Hate Me.
She Hates Me. There we go. She Hates Me. So yeah, there's that version of Kerry Washington, and then there's Scandal Kerry Washington, where she was, she was primped and prim in those stiff ass pantsuits, and she was working with the president. She was screwing him at the same time, and she her vibe got very much Omarosa, very much Sage Steele.
And did she always make the very dramatic face that everybody knows? Did she always do that? I don't.
I need you to do this.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
She didn't always make that face.
No, she got a little skinnier. She started dressing like a white woman. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, Shonda Rhimes dressed her like a white woman for like 6 years in a row, and we forgot that she was one of them ones at a point in time.
No, I mean, again.
Oh, there's Save the Last Dance, Kerry Washington,
Ooh.
and then there's Scandal, Kerry Washington.
Fair.
There you go. That take it further back.
And again, she's a good looking woman, but like, I Think I Love My Wife is like peak.
Sure.
And
Oh yeah. That's
was
Pete
like,
Kerry Washington.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway, all right. Last topic, I think. Let's see here.
House of Dragon. They should do a Robert's Rebellion movie. If they were going to do Rob's Rebellion, I would have wanted to do that, like bookend it with Game of Thrones. Like, don't even take Game of Thrones all the way into the long night. Snap that off with Daenerys coming into Westeros, and then how they doing right now with that back and forth with Tale of the Seven Kingdoms and House of the Dragon. That's how I would have done Robert's Rebellion. Probably would have stopped it at like season 6, and then went back to Rob's Rebellion, told that whole story about Rhaegar and what was Rob's sister's name? Lyanna.
Chloe.
Lyanna and Rhaegar.
Chloe and Kim.
Tell that story about how they ran off, got pregnant, had that baby, all that other stuff. You can. I thought that there you go. Yes, thank you. We here. I want to see Rob's Rebellion as well. It's just out of place how they're doing stuff now.
I want to see Rob's Rebellion too because
Shut up.
Black China.
Shut up.
That situation is going to be crazy when he rebels against Black China.
Is that an official? We get that official Mo Fly? John Wick 5? Incoming with Keanu?
What?
Don't do that. Don't undo the death so
Didn't
quickly.
they say they had a story and it might.
But we didn't. I didn't know. We didn't know if they were bringing back Keanu yet. At least wait till 6.
John Wick. Rumor. John Wick 5 with Keanu Reeves officially moving forward. Wait, rumor
official. Right? Yeah, that shit just pissed me off too. The rumor is it's official.
Okay, but it looked okay. It's been confirmed that production on John Wick 5 is set to begin in 2025. Keanu Reeves will be returning in the lead role.
Damn, who was that according to?
Worldofreal.com.
God damn it! See, no, fuck.
There isn't any official, like, it's World of Real and Comic Book Resources that have the top stories on this right now.
I haven't heard either one of them. I mean, I hope it is true. I just don't want it to be Keanu right now. That was a very emotional death. Like, we felt that. That was a fallen soldier.
It just worked. It worked. Everything worked.
She hate me. Yep. Appreciate that, Mofly. Blood Diamond, Kerry Washington look lovely too. Yeah, I forgot she was in Blood Diamond.
Yep.
Scandal was nothing but up-to-date version of Sally Heming. Django Kerry Washington was looking. Oh, we forgot about Django Kerry Washington.
That's legit.
I try to forget that one because when she was naked, there was bad things going on.
Yes, there was.
Try to forget that one. Anything else?
Is it taboo to say that Leonardo DiCaprio did a good job acting in that role?
No, he did great. Played an excellent racist.
Is that a bad thing for him, you think?
$500 for your unexceptional. I have never seen teeth that brown.
Facts. But back in that day, definitely. If they not showering now, they definitely weren't take care of their teeth back then.
Man, you got a plantation named Candyland and your mouth look like boo-boo.
That man had a yuck mouth. All right. Okay, last thing. Janet Jackson.
Throw some likes in the chat.
Janet Jackson, is she capping or not?
Is she what?
Is she capping about her family or not?
Hell no, she has the most talented black family in American history.
Seems a little coincidental that Samuel Jackson shares their name, but is he really a part of their family?
Samuel Jackson is a cousin. Stevie Wonder is a cousin. Random as hell, Tracy Chapman. How the hell is Tracy Chapman related to the Jacksons? Tracy fucking Chapman?
That's their second cousin, twice removed.
Get the fuck out of here. How do y'all have that many entertainers in one family?
They play cousins.
Shit. The fact that they would even know each other to say that they were cousins. The fact that y'all are that close in proximity that y'all can play like y'all cousins, if it ain't real, is still extraordinary.
I believe it on the strength that back in those Motown days, they had some crazy relationships going on. So anybody can be related to anybody.
Yeah, but then I guess Cardi B and Glorilla are related. They play cousins. No, they cousins.
How?
Cardi B's father.
I ain't never heard Cardi say Merzik.
Cardi B's father is
Curbin on Curbin.
Stop. Cardi B's father is Glorilla's like second cousin, I think.
Twice removed.
So no. He used to go down to Memphis being a Cardi B's dad. Or wait, no, what was it? I don't know what it. Somehow he went down there, started fucking with Glorilla's family, and married somebody. And he married into their family. So like they not blood, but they related.
Cardi dad black or nah?
I don't know.
I feel like you got to be black naming your kid Hennessy.
I feel like Cardi B is always identified as being Latina.
But yeah, at the same time,
Latina descent.
Like, I don't know.
I don't think.
I feel like people will say, "Oh no, he's not black." So I don't know.
I don't know.
He went down to Memphis and had.
It's getting harder and harder to tell.
Memphis and had a second family. He got to be black.
Whatever. It's getting harder and harder to tell, and then it's just a lot of stuff going on.
That man changed cities and has a whole ass second family.
He black.
That sounds pretty black. He black. Sounds pretty black. That's all I want to say. But yeah, no. William Mullock says, "Is Janet Jackson a nepo baby?"
Damn.
Which is crazy because.
I mean, she's a crazy talented nepo baby though.
Yeah, because she got to start acting.
Like an exceedingly talented Nepo baby. Well, no, I mean, she was always performing. She was a singer before she was an actor.
She was in Good Times, I thought. That wasn't her start?
But, I mean, she was performing with the Jackson 5.
Oh.
She performed a couple times, too,
Yeah,
with them,
yeah.
with her family. So it's like anybody was in that house was singing and dancing before they was doing anything else.
Facts, where they faced the belt.
Now, with all them name drops, the one Jackson that I thought was going to pop in there and I was like, I knew it the whole fucking time. Randy Jackson. How is Randy Jackson not a Jackson?
Well, there is a Randy Jackson, but it's not that.
No,
Randy.
not that Randy Jackson. It's going to be a Mel for me, dog. How is that man not a Jackson?
Because his name probably not even Randy Jackson for real.
It's probably not. His name is Seymour Wallace. He just changed it to Randy Jackson.
Hell no.
It's like, I'm going to be in the music industry. My name should sound blacker. It should be cool. Randy Jackson.
Somebody looked at his name and said, it's going to be a no for me, dog.
Ain't nobody going to sign for Seymour.
Yikes.
Ain't nobody signing to Seymour.
Yikes. Most of the greatest legends are Nepo babies. Yeah, like Bronny.
Hey, stop this shit. Stop it. Most of the greatest legends are Nepo babies. Name them right now.
Bronny James.
Chapman Fast Cars was the shit. But isn't that random though? Like how you a Jackson? Like you that Jackson? Like that's your kin?
Is Nathan Moore in the chat? Because why do we just get a comment on our Supercell video saying Kerry Washington dealt with an eating disorder early in her career? I think he meant to put that in our chat, but somehow he got into the Supercell video.
Hey, we appreciate you, Captain for Kerry Washington. I didn't know that.
I didn't
That
either.
was just random as hell.
But for it to be on the Supercell video is even more random. That's just nuts.
Oh, that's funny.